Hey, Brock.
Hey,
How's it going?
I hate when we start like this.
I know. It's so awkward because we've been talking literally this whole time leading into it.
I'm like, oh, I have to be a real human.
Now I gotta be real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to be a nice guy.
To be a nice guy.
Nice.
Be nice to each
person.
other.
Yeah, we're not though.
Before this, we're like throwing punches at each other and then like
Pretty much
fucking
talking
wrestling.
to your dog.
Telling her not to eat her ass.
Yeah, can you not eat your
Can you not? Oh, she's eating her foot right now.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, Lou.
Louise, could you do that?
Do you have a bum foot? What's going on?
No, she just.
Oh, she's going back in. Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry if it. I was telling you this earlier. I'm sorry if it felt rushed today to get going to the podcast. It's just like we had last minute plans and everything. So after this, I'm gonna go carve some pumpkins with my wife and my family. I guess my parents are in LaPorte, so we're gonna go over there and carve some pumpkins with my nieces.
Doxed yourself.
Whatever.
There's probably a couple of those. No, that's fine. No,
There's a LaPorte.
I don't think
Texas. Yeah.
That's where we are. Yeah. I don't think we're moving too fast.
We're not moving too fast. Oh, we're not rushed.
Yeah, we're not. I don't feel rushed.
No, me either.
We usually do it this day.
Yeah, we usually do it this day, but we usually wait a little bit later in the day.
Yeah, I took my nap a little earlier today in preparation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I woke up at 5.
Yeah. Nice.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And
I was productive today. I got a lot of stuff done at my desk. I got a lot of notes done. I was very happy with
for the podcast.
No, for work.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. You look at me like
I worked today too.
Oh, okay. So the tables are turned now. Okay.
Yeah, and I think I went harder.
Oh, okay.
I woke up at 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I went to bed at 4:30.
Yeah.
It's fine. First day I turned my heat on.
Yeah, we did. We turned our heat on for the first time last weekend.
Wow.
It was nice. It was so nice. I sat by the vent with under a blanket and I read a book. It was nice.
Yeah.
Been reading more lately.
Oh, wow.
It's been nice.
We're so interesting.
Yeah, we're so sophisticated and interesting.
Yeah.
Don't you just want to know us?
Yeah. What's your favorite Debussy record? Debussy.
Debussy. God.
Yeah.
Well, all
right. Enough chit chat. Let's dig into it.
I guess we'll go into it from there, I guess. But anyways, this week we listened to my choice of album, one that I really cared about. Still care about. I don't know why I said cared like I don't anymore. I still do. And that is My Damnation by Chelsea Grin. And we listened to that in its entirety. And now we're here to talk about it. That's kind of what we do on this podcast. That's kind of our thing.
Yes.
Our niche.
That's why you're here.
That's what, yeah.
Oh, that's a good intro.
Oh, thank you.
Should we do the intro?
Sure. Let's do that. Let's see if I can hit the right button this time, not get the SpongeBob or anything else.
Why did you say something so so
oh, I know what I did.
Oh my fuck.
I know.
Oh my.
I didn't have that. There we go. There we go.
There it is. Yeah. I don't know what you did, but whatever you did was
it fixed it.
Did it right. Fucking computer.
What's that? Oh man. So I was over at Brock's apartment. When was that? Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
It was Wednesday.
I'm Brock.
Yeah, we know who you are.
By the way.
Yeah, we know who you are.
Okay. Well, we're addressing the audience right now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was over because I'm the one who built your computer. I'm kind of the more of the computer savvy guy of the friendship here, and your computer needed a complete new OS boot because your operating system was like it went foobar. It just like walked away. I don't know what happened. So how has your computer been since I was over? Has it been you've been able to repair anything or fucking cats?
I got my favorite spar back up for my Chrome.
Oh no. That's all?
No, I got 2 of my plugins back.
Okay.
I had to re-fuck with that Celt drummer thing.
Yeah.
That was a bitch.
Yeah.
Because now everything's moved
Yeah.
Which is interesting because when I re-downloaded Reaper, it still like remembered my file paths.
Really?
It's weird. I feel like
it remembered certain information and other information was just
Yeah.
lost in the
I
abyss.
just feel like we walked into like a renovated building
Yeah.
and there's still little snippets of the past lingering around.
Yeah.
But no, I cannot find anything from the past 2 years. But everything from before then is fine. Up until when we rebuilt the computer.
Mm-hmm.
It's all gone. And I have no idea why, because that date shouldn't be significant.
Right.
So where is it?
I don't know.
You have it.
I don't have anything, man. I don't know. I felt so bad. I still feel bad. I told Jordan that when I got home. I was just like, man, all that stuff that you had done to your computer and all that you had on it. And
Did you hear me when you left? I like yelled, "Motherfucker!"
I thought that was somebody in another apartment, dude.
I thought it'd be funny.
I thought I was gonna die walking out.
That was me.
I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna get caught up in some like domestic dispute and get like my ass kicked. It's like, who's that guy out there?
Yeah.
Do you know him?
That's the guy, isn't it? Patty or whatever the fucking name is.
You get over here.
It's like, I drew a line in the middle of the living room on purpose. That is where you stay. I stay on my side.
No, and I was walking out and there was a guy smoking a cigarette and he was like, oh shit, it's starting to rain. And I looked at him and I said,
Is he on his porch or like?
no, he was like standing on the slab, kind of like outside of the door when you walk in, by the parking lot.
Oh, he's just out there.
Yeah, he was out there. He's like, man, it's starting to rain.
Weirdo.
And I looked at him and I said, it could be raining harder. And he's like, you know what, man? You're right.
You didn't say that.
I did.
You said it could be raining harder.
I did say that.
What a philosopher.
Yeah.
It could be raining harder.
Could be raining harder.
You could be missing your penis. You look at me like, people somewhere else might want this rain.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe they have fires that need to be put out.
Little kids in Africa.
Yeah, fucking.
That's how I was raised, though. Like, whenever I was a kid and I didn't eat, this is so fucked up. And talking about my childhood traumas and shit. But when I was a kid, when I wouldn't finish my dinner, this was early day of internet. And I was like one of the first families on the street to have the internet. And my mom, what she would do is she would take me and my brother and sit us in front of the computer. And it was like this old archaic website that showed like all the families in Africa that were like starving and dying.
She would show you. Oh my fuck.
As a kid. Yeah.
Mine didn't go that far, but she did say, hey, there's people in other countries who would really appreciate this meal. And I remember I turned to her and I said, well, here, Meemaw, you can send this to them. Meemaw, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like so taken aback by that statement. She's like, I really got nothing for that.
I really got nothing for that.
Yeah, why don't we send that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that makes a whole lot of sense now. I feel like I understand you better.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've met my parents.
Yeah.
Great people.
Yeah. They're definitely pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah.
Type childhood.
Yeah.
And look how we've just rejected it completely.
You just rejected it completely.
It's just, I'm going to be a fucking scumbag.
Yeah. Life is unfair.
Yeah.
It owes me.
I'm just going to, I'm going to do the opposite of everything I learned the second I get free.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not really what happened.
That's not at all what happened.
It's a healthy middle.
Yeah.
So don't be too hard on yourself, but work a little hard,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. Brock's computer. Actually, it sounds like it's on the mend, but soon you'll be up and running and playing your RuneScapes and recording your Lana Del Rey covers.
Yeah. It's like probably how R2-D2 felt in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have any of the memories of before. So it's not like that. Honestly,
Okay.
I wish they would have wiped me just like my computer. So I wouldn't remember all that I lost.
Oh, there's a lot to unpack.
It's not a great idea. Yeah,
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I don't want that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
so
horrible.
So we listened to, well, first of all, welcome to Ear Burners. We do this. We get off topic all the time. We listened this week to My Damnation by Chelsea Grin. This is an album that I chose, one that I really care about. Brock, since I'm the only one who's mentioned the album so far, Do you have any initial thoughts on it? Anything that stood out to you before we jump into it?
So this is Chelsea Grin's second album,
Yes.
2011.
Yes.
First album came out 2010, Desolation of Eden. This band is not a chameleon, but kind of a band that, I don't know, what's the word? They not inconsistent, because they kind of had the same
They have
lineup for the first
variety,
two.
is what you're trying to say, or they're kind of like
No, that's too good. That's too much of a compliment.
That's too okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I mean, like, comparing them now to then, like, they've gone through changes. Diverse lineup, we'll say that.
Diverse. Oh yeah,
kind of like diverse sound, because
yeah, their lineup has been very they're not even at all like I could be wrong in this, but they're like not even at all like the original members. I don't even think.
No, and I think the main guys, the drummer who started in 2012, Pablo.
Yeah,
I think he's kind of the driving force now. He does like backing
that
vocals
would make
now.
sense. Yeah, well, he did some backing vocals in so Pablo, like you said, he did some backing vocals I think in Ashes to Ashes as well. Like in the Clockwork song on that album.
I think so.
Yeah.
So what I did was I'm familiar with Desolation of Eden, so I listened to that, and then
okay, so you went that route, and then
a fair share of Ashes to Ashes and Evolve.
Yeah, I didn't go back into Ashes to Ashes. I listened a little bit of Desolation.
I did because so I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a fan of this album.
Which one?
My Damnation. I'm so sorry.
My heart.
But it is the best Chelsea Grin album.
Okay, I'll take that.
But I do not like it.
I'll take that. That was fire. That was a lit fire
good.
take. I think I was actually going for a different one. I was going for. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
That's kind of a fire noise.
Yeah. It's kind of like a crackling noise. It's a really lo-fi applaud, but yes.
Yeah. So, and it took me listening to Ashes to realize that, because part of my complaints was like, I felt like My Damnation was stripped back in so many areas. And then I said, well, what's the solution? Is it to add more? So then I listened to Evolve and Ashes to Ashes, and I was like, okay, Jason Richardson could even save this. So I just thought they were doing too much, and they almost lost their identity in that album by trying to just throw everything at it.
In the Ashes to Ashes is what you're saying?
Yeah, and it made me realize My Damnation's greatest strength is like that it's the most focused thing they've done.
Yeah, I would say that. Listening to like their live shows with Jason Richardson playing like My Damnation, he adds a lot more of the body to it. There's a little bit more to it.
It's probably good.
He adds kind of that Jason Richardson. I think if I remember correctly, in their live shows, added a little bit more of like orchestral background to it too, so it has a little bit more layer. And just right off the bat, if there was anything that I'd have to say that was about this album that I noticed was lacking, was some of like the more intricate guitar stuff they're trying to do here. Listening to this and I think you had mentioned this a little bit with one of the albums we had picked. I can't remember if it was Alter or even just this past album. But to pick an album you care about and to listen with a critical ear, it kind of hurts a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah, I was like listening to this album and I was like, this is kind of my baby. This is one I love. And then being critical of it was like, oh, that doesn't feel good. So there was definitely parts in this I was just like, yeah, maybe that isn't as great as maybe. Like if I'm thinking of it critically, yeah, like it's not. So one of the things are like the solos. So I'm not saying the guitarist isn't a good guitarist, because he is a good guitarist, but the solos just kind of seem just kind of plopped in. Does that sound right? Just kind of there's some places like Oblivion solo is pretty good. The one in All Hail the Fallen Kings kind of is like a sore thumb a little bit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That song is it seems tacked on.
Which one?
All Hail.
Yeah,
track 9 seems to be the like where the story ends to me.
Yeah, and then track 10 is, I believe, a tribute featuring Phil Bozeman of Whitechapel to Mitch Luker.
Yeah. Okay, so we can't.
Well, it's if anything, I actually really like that song, so I'm not gonna like.
Yeah, it's not a bad song. It just feels weird in the placement of the like the song order. But no, that makes sense because I forgot that. I thought he was alive longer than when this album came out, but maybe that's right because I was in high school when.
Yeah.
The other thing I was thinking, because I was wondering that because this is your baby. I have my babies too.
Yeah.
Like, and my babies are older.
I thought you were gonna say, but my babies are better.
No, I don't know if they are.
Yeah.
Like some of my albums I liked as a kid. Like I have like 2 middle school albums, and like this is later, so I'm like, man, those probably suck. So I haven't picked one of my babies yet.
Yeah,
because this is at least.
I feel like. Sorry, you're saying I do this thing where I interrupt you. What you're saying? Sorry.
It's okay. You're the man.
I'm sorry. What you're saying?
Like this came out later in like our lives, so I'm like, man, mine must really suck because I liked them as a kid. But I was thinking maybe I was trying to think like why would you like this more than me? And I think it's because like you were there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when because I know my older brother had this album. Like he had the physical CD copy of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to mostly Desolation at the time. I think I really got into this maybe a little bit later. I want to say like freshman year of college is when I really got into this album.
Oh, okay.
So maybe a little bit later than maybe you thought that I was really getting into.
I don't know
if
it was on release that you got into this because
Mm-hmm.
I started to get out of deathcore around this time. I started to go like gent,
Yeah.
prog,
Yeah.
black metal kind of. It was probably a year later I think that I got into that. So by that time I think I'd heard like the singles from this and was like, okay.
Yeah. So that would have been like My Damnation and probably The Foolish One.
Yeah, those two. Yeah, because by the time Chelsea Grin came around, I would consider this second wave deathcore, this band.
Yeah.
Because I was introduced to it with Job for a Cowboy and then Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
Like most kids probably. And then I got into Suicide Silence, but I was a religious kid at the time, so didn't really like the lyrical content until No Time to Bleed came out because they kind of dropped it from then. And I remember I really liked like Wake Up and Disengage.
Yeah.
Bludgeon to Death, that's a good song too.
Yeah. You're talking about
Suicide Silence.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like,
that was one of my favorite. Oh my god, Louise.
Hey.
Stop.
Back off.
But that was one of my favorite albums in high school was what was that? Bludgeon to Death, was it? No, it was what was the name of that album?
Was it the one with like the guy with the spikes coming out of his mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I know the name of the album, I just can't think of it recently. I actually was listening.
It wasn't Unanswered, was it? That was a song on there.
I was listening to actually today also.
Is that Winds of Plague on there?
Carnifex, and I was listening to just some backward stuff just to get some idea.
Yeah, Carnifex was another kind of earlier deathcore band.
Yeah.
And Winds of Plague, I remember when they came out, they sound so cheesy now, but I thought that was the shit then.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, Wake Up by Suicide Silence.
I love. I still think that song's good.
Yeah,
but I want
to Death. Yeah.
I wonder if it's because I'm just tapping into nostalgia at this point.
I think a lot of it. The Cleansing was the name of that.
Oh
album.
yeah,
The Cleansing.
Do you remember when like there was that whole death metal versus deathcore beef on YouTube? Like there was that Senior Bivens guy and an Infidel Amsterdam, and they would just like drop videos back and forth. Man, that was a time because like deathcore was so hated.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's hated now or if it's just kind of forgotten about because a lot of the bands like there's all these different distinctions now. It's like slam or I don't know the others. Like, and then you have Whitechapel who's like, well, let's try singing. So
I haven't listened to any of the new stuff. I saw your so controversial Brave comment that you put on the Twitterscapes of yeah, I'm excited for the new Five Finger Death Punch.
To be fair, I didn't give that song like more than 15 seconds. Okay. I heard like the riff and I was like, yeah, that sounds like Americana right there.
Yeah, like butt rock.
It had a butt rock vibe, but I have a hard time believing the whole album's that. Oh, you know what? Another band I forgot is Blood Runs Black.
Oh yeah,
Allegiance.
Allegiance. Oh hell yeah.
It probably sucks, but we were there. It
does kind of. Yeah. I
like listed my favorite deathcore albums, but a lot of them are the only one I think is like purely deathcore is probably like Suicide Silence, because the
Yeah.
others I feel like they broach on metalcore.
Yeah.
Or like I think Born of Osiris is the Discovery is probably one of my favorites from that genre, but still that's like pretty proggy, or like the Contortionist Exoplanet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like for me to like really get into like having breakdowns, there needs to be like a lot of like intricacies with the guitar and all that.
Right. Yeah.
But it's interesting you bring up the guitar solos for Chelsea Grin, because I didn't mind them. They were a little like the notes they chose were like kind of run of the mill, but I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate them either. I'm not saying I hated them. It's just that they just kind of seemed kind of just plopped in. Like the sweeps, like you said, kind of just seemed like run of the mill kind of like sweeps you would put in. There's some solos in there, like the My Damnation solo. I think it's really no, it's what solo am I thinking of? I think it's the one in
Is it
Oblivion. Is the solo in Oblivion is pretty.
Oh my fuck.
I am so sorry. That was loud.
That was so loud.
Sorry.
Or what about Calling in Silence? That one's got a nice guitar solo.
This one right here.
Oh yeah. And while I am really critical of this album, I think The Foolish One's probably the best song.
Oh, yeah.
And I think My Damnation is pretty good too.
Yeah. There's a reason those two are the standout ones, I think. The Foolish One and My Damnation, just because, they're probably the best.
Yeah. I think
of the album.
This album's built up. It's got a lot of great moments, but I'm not sure if it has a lot of great songs.
Okay.
Because my problem is like the way they've transitioned, and like it seems like they've, aside from those two songs, I feel like they plugged riffs in.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's put this here and we'll have a breakdown. And then we have to go back to that riff at some point. Write that down.
Look like, how he's massacring my baby.
I'm so sorry. I'm not massacring it. I think they're really talented, and I like a lot of the stuff I've heard. I just didn't like how it was put together. And case in point, so the first listen, I thought my favorite song was Calling in Silence, and I think it's my least favorite now.
Yeah.
Because I wrote it down, my thoughts through it.
Yeah.
So they start off with this nice arpeggio. It might be generic. I don't care. I liked what I was hearing.
Generic. Yeah.
It's pretty generic. Then they just ditch it, and then they go into this like other riff. Yeah. Well, this is nice. I'm like, this is going somewhere.
Yeah.
And then they come in and fucking ruin it with a breakdown.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I had a feeling that today was just going to be. I love that vocal line though.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love his vocals. I think this is his best vocal performance. It's unique. It stands out from a lot of the other bands. Yeah. I would always be able to tell you this is Chelsea Grin.
Yeah.
Unlike so many other bands that have come and will come.
So it's more unique to his kind of a lot of people are driven away from this album just by the way he delivers the vocal lines.
No, it's the strongest thing, and these people are wrong, and they
thank you,
and they don't like to get outside of the box, because he does sound absolutely wretched, and
he does.
And why do you want it to sound good? Like I love that he's not like doing the double layering with the growls a lot. I mean, they do it on the Foolish One, which I let them pass because like whatever, that gets your attention.
Yeah. Like the album starts with the double layering.
It does, yeah, but he doesn't do it that often, and I feel like he sounds more brutal, more raw when he doesn't do that. And I like that there weren't a whole lot of tricks up their sleeve.
Right.
But like that song in particular, like they have there's that moment when they're like towards the end. Where did I write it down? Okay, so like a little before 4 minutes in,
of which one? There?
Of Calling in Silence.
Okay. A little bit more than 4 minutes.
Yeah. Go like, yeah. Or actually go before. So they have this. They're playing it out.
Yeah.
I'm are you going to bring this back into like a nice, like, something that has to do with this melody?
Mm-hmm.
Because they like fade it out. And they like let it, hey, they got the phaser effect, whatever.
Yeah,
that's
the weird
cool.
phaser.
That's fine. Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind it. And it feels really dramatic. And where I feel like maybe they would have done it, maybe if they'd done this album later in their careers, maybe they would have actually like kept this going. But instead they're like, let's go back to the main riff. And I'm like, why did you do that? Because I really like this riff's not bad. Nothing they've done is bad, but I just feel like I'm like, huh? Why did I have to do that?
Right.
But I mean, I don't make money from music, so these guys are.
Yeah, then that solo.
Yeah, then it's got a nice solo. I like the solo.
Yeah.
And I wish some of the parts, I feel like I wish they would have made them longer.
Yeah.
Especially the solos, because
this album's really, really, because I was sitting at my desk and like, yeah, it's only 35 minutes.
It's so
long.
short.
Yeah.
And it could be longer.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I'm not a big fan of music with breakdowns.
I know you're not.
Unless there's something like there's a reason for it. And sometimes I feel like they've used that as a transition when maybe they could have just kept playing the part they were doing.
Right.
But I don't know. Other than that, I think the guitar players are good. I don't mind that. The singer's great. Alex is killing it with the vocals. The production's good. I don't think it's too polished. I don't think it's too messy. I wish the guitars were louder at times.
Okay.
I think that helped the brutality. But my biggest gripe is the drummer.
Ooh. Wow.
He's so boring.
He has some good. Okay. So let me look at which song it is.
His blast beats, especially.
This is probably my least favorite song on the album. Is Cursed.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I actually like
cheesy,
I like that riff at 16 seconds in.
Let me see. But I want to find that drum part I was thinking of real quick. So we don't go off to this drum kind of intro in Behind a Veil of Lies. It's not nearly as refined or well orchestrated like is it Johnny from Ulcerate?
Oh, Jamie
from Ulcerate. Like listen to this drum. It's not nearly as well
yeah, it's
kind of simple, but so we're looking at like 20 seconds into Behind a Veil of Lies.
Oh, I labeled this part Wall of Death build up.
It is kind of a wall of
everyone fucking split the crowd.
It kind of is. Yeah, I like kind of that bungee kind of effect that Chelsea Grin does. They even did that in Desolation of Eden in some songs, like in Son of the Wretched, kind of that breakdown, that dum.
Yeah.
Kind of on the offbeats.
Yeah. I will say this album is much more mature than that album by far.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know. The drummer, you don't have to do the ulcerate thing. Like, no, not many drummers can do that.
Okay.
I'm not like it is unfortunate that we followed that
to this.
This.
Okay, look, I'm not under any impression that I knew that this was not going to be.
No.
Yeah, I knew that going into today.
You're looking at me like that.
So I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm aware that this is not like your top, like an Ulcerates or anything at that tier of like artistry.
No, and it's okay because and I think they do what they do well, and they probably make more money than Ulcerate, honestly. But
it's more.
I think it's more
commercial.
Well, yeah, I guess I mean, if you showed this to our parents, I mean, it's just commercial, but
it's not. But
it's way easier to market because Ulcerate. I don't know how many spins I could give that, and I still am nowhere near closer to figuring out what is happening
with this. Listen to it, and it's pretty easy to kind of.
But I listen to it every day this week. It's not like I did it. I'm like, this is dog shit. I put it down. Like I kept listening because like it made me question like why do comparing it to like Ulcerate, like I'm like, you could argue that every song on this album sounds the same. Everything is fire, and you are correct. So I'm like,
that is true.
So I had to go like think, why don't I like this? And so that's kind of why I wrote down like transitions and maybe riffs. But I mean, honestly, I think it's a pretty good deathcore album. Honestly, I don't know why it got shit for when it came out from people.
Thank you, Brock. That's all I needed to hear from
you. Yeah, the reasons people hate it are not the reasons I don't like it. And And I think the reasons I don't like it it says more about the genre that it's in versus this particular album.
Yeah.
Because like I said, like I give it a lot of praise for one, lyrical content. Like it's Ashes to Ashes is fucking annoying.
It is. No, this one actually
Let's
like
burn this fucker to the ground. Like,
yeah, and this is like, like my soul is being like sent to the like grimy hell, like this has like a little bit more.
It's got a story, kind of.
It's got a story to it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I
like The Foolish One is a story in itself in a song, right? It doesn't sing about like screenshots and like whatever the hell Ashes to Ashes sings about. Like
I read what he said, like what the album's about. It's like it's about not giving a fuck what other people think about you and being yourself, man. I'm like, oh
Right.
wow, so brave. How could you say something so controversial?
Yeah. No,
you're not gonna play it.
I'm not gonna hit it.
Oh,
but
like
yeah, it's this is just like, yeah, we're just seeing this is about death, kind of has an anti-religion thing to it as well, and struggling. Like I don't know, it's better. I like it.
It is better lyrically. Well thought.
It's kind of like that direction that like country music went, where they started singing about their cell phones and stuff, and it's like that type of storytelling. It's like it lost something, right? And I think the same thing kind of happened with this genre, where like they're singing about society. I mean, there's bands that like that's their thing. They scream and yell about society and politics and things like that, right? But then you have bands that then all of a sudden become woke, I guess.
Yeah, and it's never like deeper than
right.
Than
well, nobody can tell you like who you are.
Yeah, who you can be. No shit, dude. Like fucking like, you and Miley Cyrus agree. Like you're not the first person to come up with this concept, my friend.
Right.
So yeah, good job. But yeah, no, this is unique. And honestly, I think deathcore is more guilty of like their murder fantasies about their ex who cheated on them. Where I don't know if Desolation was about that, but I know like Carnifex writes about that shit and like.
I think actually Desolation, I think Recreant had a vocal line in it of just like the knife that was in his back or something, and like how he's gonna get,
Bring Me the Horizon, Count Your Blessings.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Those lyrics are fucking trash.
Yeah.
But they're fun to yell because we were kids when that came out and that was cool.
Yeah.
None of us were actually scorned.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Like what like we're like, yeah, we can let that go.
Right.
I went back and I listened to the Doom EP by Jopper Cowboy, and I was like, whoa. I don't know. I still kind of liked it because it was like part of me was like a kid again.
I was listening to that Carnifex album that was on there, and I think it was like their 2007 release, and it just out of nowhere, it just did one of those old. I haven't heard it in forever. But when it just stops and just has a sound clip.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was everywhere.
Yeah, it's Carnifex song. It just stops. It's like, well, okay, fuck you then. And then just went.
And you know that's probably on some like YouTube video from 12 years ago and like super brutal breakdowns that'll make you go fuck. And it's got like the Windows Movie Maker like intro, the blue screen, and it's like number 9, Carnifex.
Yeah.
Fuck to death. Oh yeah, those bands are crazy. Like
I thought that was so funny though. I was just like, did that just happen? I had to check my phone. I was like, wait, what?
I went down that rabbit hole too, like as in middle school, like trying to find the funniest sound bites. Like there's this band called Kill Whitney Dead, all one word, and like they had probably more movie clips than they had music in their songs. It was
just lazy writing.
It was so stupid.
Yeah.
Like they had that scene from Jarhead where he's like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. And
wow.
That influenced my writing as a kid.
Yeah. I remember you showed me your album, that one you had. It was just like breakdowns and breeze. What was it?
I think I named it the CD. I like drew it in paint. Like I took a picture of like.
Was there a pig on it?
I think I drew. No. Oh yeah. I think that may have been the follow up. I'm thinking of. There's an earlier one that's very bad. Yeah. And it's all these guys' fault.
So
what else about this? Okay,
so favorite moments that I can think of just by looking at it. My Damnation, I love that. Intro riff, the ending of it's really cool. It's just him yelling fuck, but the breakdown leading into it and the yell is pretty cool. Kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
It's cheesy, but I like the cheese that's put on it a little bit.
I wrote down
Nice.
if they had left that off, I wouldn't have thought that should be there.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have been like, wow, something's missing. But and I did write because I like wrote out timestamps.
Yeah. It's just kind of traditional Chelsea Grin. Yeah.
Yeah, My Damnation I think is good. The ending's cute. The foolish one, I like that. Super cohesive. I feel like when they had breakdowns, I felt like it was with a purpose and there was something going on. So to compare, like there's I forget what song, but there's a Born of Osiris song on the Discovery album.
Okay.
And there's this part where there's like a breakdown happening and there's this cool keyboard thing going over the top of it like they normally do.
Yeah, it sounds like you're describing
halfway into this riff, they just stop and it just zeros. And it just pissed me off because you could have put something else in there to keep the atmosphere, but they broke it.
And then they just went to
they broken rules. My Damnation, they do it in a lot of areas, but I think because there's nothing that wild going on over the top of it, it's a little more passable to me because they didn't rip anything out for me. There are just times when I'm like, okay, you had a cool riff and now we're just chugging, and then sometimes they'll bring a riff in later because they'll stop and then they'll bring like dun 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 over the top of that, and that's fine.
Yeah,
but and I don't feel like the foolish one did that at all. I feel like when I had a breakdown, there was notes, there was shit going on that kept me engaged. Yeah. So I feel like that's a pretty cohesive song. Let's see.
I like Everlasting Sleep. It kind of starts kind of in your face. It has like a nice
yeah, I don't mind this one. I don't like the blast beats.
You don't like the blast beats?
Listen to them.
They're kind of floppy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's not pissed me off, but like he does good blasts other areas in the album, but they're just kind of boring and they come back every now and then and different. This song's not bad. I think it's too short. I think
agree.
they could have had the ending longer.
I like this part of it though.
Yeah, I like
the end part of Everlasting Sleep is really cool.
I like this, but this is another part where it just goes away.
Yeah, but it's a cool guitar part.
Yeah, it's a cool guitar part. I want more of it. I don't know why they decided to not keep that and maybe make it more intense with that. Because while I don't like Ashes to Ashes lyrically, I think songwriting, I think they stepped it up. Although they added everything in the kitchen sink and that's not good. I would take this 1,000 times over that album. Yeah, but yeah, this riff,
it's awesome.
It's nice. And do they add a harmony on? I can't remember.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
You're right.
Yeah, so I was like, this is nice. This is good.
They also do a lot of the dissonant stuff, like you would hear in like that Ulcerate album, where there's like listening to the Foolish one, like they have like people doing like dissonant chords in the background. Like
yeah, they do it here, but it's also not everywhere else. Like there's
it's like
it's and maybe like some of the filler tracks like
develop a little bit of atmosphere, but I agree with you. I feel like they kind of hit the kill switch on it.
But yeah, there could be more.
Yeah,
but I don't know why they do that, because this isn't unique to them. This happens all throughout deathcore. It's like they just turn it off,
right?
Or like some of those bands where they like have the intro track where it's like an electronic like breakdown, like it's like a minute long and it goes into the next song, but somehow the momentum's gone because like they don't have those low bass frequencies.
Right.
I always hated that. Like and that's more for like basement shows, like bands that do that. Yeah, but it's like an atmosphere break. I feel like it's a rule you shouldn't break, but there are no rules of music, so fuck me.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck me. This is all my opinion. This doesn't. Thank you.
Yeah.
But all in all, Everlasting Sleep, I don't hate it. 245, I put that's a great riff.
The song I love a lot.
Yeah.
The chorus is big.
Yeah. Yeah.
The song I love a lot, but it's getting the lyric content to fit it.
Yeah.
That's right, Jeremy.
Yeah. What do you think of this song, Jeremy Runner?
The song I love a lot.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. We like it too.
What do you think he would think of this album?
I don't know. I think he would
Like, it's no medicine, but
This is like being in the editing room when you're an actor.
Yep.
I put the riff at 245 is. Oh yeah, that's that same song. Never mind.
Oh, is that the one we just listened to?
Yeah, that's the one we agreed there.
Behind a Veil of Lies. So let's just kind of go down. Yeah, this intro you were kind of talking about has like a weird. I like the way that it kicks it in. The Benome, but like the break, it's a breakdown. They go from this. The drumming isn't terrible. It could be a little bit more interesting.
You know what's cool? It's the same guitar tone as The Sound of Winter by Bush. It's the sound of winter.
Why?
It's not a bad thing. I like that song.
Why?
You don't like Bush?
I like that breakdown.
It's not a bad breakdown. It's got a nice little.
They do kind of go a lot on the dun 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 dun. They do that a lot, and I think it's probably a staple, like kind of chug riff in deathcore.
Mm-hmm.
Dun 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 dun.
And this is a very early like indicator that gent is going to be like completely overtake the genre.
Yeah,
like with Oblivion, like songs like that.
Oh,
Chelsea
yeah.
Grin is predicting that
That's the route that people are going.
that's where they're going.
Well, I remember when I watched this music video when I was younger, and I was looking at their guitars, and I was like, "That has an extra string on it."
Whoa!
And I was like, "Whoa, that's cool."
87 strings on this. This
Yeah.
is in drop A, right?
This is drop A.
Oh, well, they didn't need to have the extra string, but it'd be
They did
kind of floppy
solos.
strings.
They did
Yeah,
solos.
they did. Yeah, I guess so.
They needed it.
Did they have? Was Desolation 6 strings?
And then this yell at the end of
I put Cool Scream.
yeah. Yeah, I think Desolation, they were in drop A.
Were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure they
Oh
used
yeah,
it.
they were.
Yeah.
Oh my fuck.
These damn cats. Louise, stop chasing the cats. All right.
Let's see.
What did you think of Karen?
No,
Just-
no
just-
complaints.
Just this Karen song. Just
Karen, love Karen.
it was kind of a thing. Like I know even Count Your Blessings did it, and like other bands have this thing, this genre where you have to have a pretty song in there. As Blood Runs Black did it too.
Yeah.
You have to have a pretty sounding song in the album to kind of like, take you away, and then you just go right into My Damnation, and it just like kicks it right off again.
Yeah, it's a good lead in. It's pretty. It's nice.
It's pretty.
Wish there was more.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like when bands do it every other song like that, but you
Right.
know, maybe in the middle of a song. That's a crazy thought. Like,
Yeah.
they have that nice
Yeah.
quiet moment, like some contortionist shit.
Yeah.
They go all quiet and then pretty, and then they're like, nope.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
And then we talked about My Damnation, and we both agree that's probably one of the better tracks. You said My Damnation and then The Foolish One, or The Foolish One and then My Damnation?
I think the Foolish One's a stronger song.
Yeah. It's a good song. It's a damn good song. And it has a story in it. This is the tale of the foolish one. I like how he delivers that vocal line. It's
so
haunting.
2 minutes in
Of what song?
of My Damnation,
Yeah.
I love that part.
Of the 2-minute mark of My Damnation?
Yeah. What was that? What were we talking about here, Brock? Let's go.
Oh, yeah, this solo.
This part. I like this.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's nice. But then it's gone. They took it away from me.
Then it goes, but dun 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 dun. Yep.
Yeah, this is nice. Like the tremolos.
Da, da. Can you see why I was thinking like this album, minus the breakdowns, because this album is pretty much breakdown central, but there are parts in it that does kind of have this blackened kind of like the tremolo stuff it goes towards.
Yeah, I wanted more.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely from some blackened death metal of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but then
And then it goes away.
I could have done without this part.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, Then at 3 minutes in, I said, "There's a bass player."
I'm so sad. Brock hated my album.
I did not hate it.
I'm so sad.
If I hated it, we'd have less to talk about. Oh no.
So yeah. And then Cursed. I think Cursed is probably the weakest written one. The vocals in it, like the lyrics were the fucking cursed ones. This is for the cursed ones. I think it's just kind of a throwaway line.
So that part's stupid, but
it is pretty
overall
stupid.
I didn't hate it.
Let me play it just because there are parts in it that are redeemable, but like I just that part I just couldn't really get over.
Yeah, this part. That's not. This intro is okay. Like,
yeah, it's blast.
And I like the stop.
Right there.
Kind of cool. Yeah. Then we got that tremolo.
The tremolos is what you're digging. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Like they mix it all together. They throw everything in there. Kind of cool.
We're the fucking cursed ones.
And he's doing the double layering.
He's doing the double layering.
But I think the riff was cool enough that I could ignore the cheesy lyric.
Yeah.
For one, it's a deathcore album, so it's not essential to care about what they say.
Right. Oh, okay.
That's good. And then
it starts about apocalyptic nightmares that are real.
I don't like this part very much.
Yeah.
It's just dazed and confused, like. And I hate when vocals go, "Can't use that."
He does that a lot in certain parts of this. He does that in Last Breath a lot. So Cursed and Last Breath are probably my least favorite album.
Last Breath. We got to talk about this happy part.
It's weird.
It's so weird.
It's weird.
And it's out of nowhere. That's why I think it should be the ending track, because I feel like, we're redeeming something.
Yeah, it's kind of like we start with this really dark spot, and then like the Foolish one, like it just starts dark and dissonant, and then it kind of ends with this kind of euphoric kind of sounding.
Yeah,
weird, but
it's a reverse Death Heaven.
I hate this. In like this is like
they were 5 years too late to playing something like this.
This is like a breakdown you'd hear at like a local band's garage.
But
this is me talking about an album I love.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's just a stupid, like, I don't know. It's just a dumb breakdown. This part's kind of cool.
This is a good riff.
Yeah,
the drum part sucks.
It's just the same. Yeah, you're right.
And then he's like, "I'm out of breath, guys."
Yeah.
Whoever they got later, Pablo, I think he's a better drummer than.
I agree. The drums in Ashes are a lot better. This right here, and they do a fucking pick slide.
I remember
a fucking pick slide.
I don't hate pick slides.
Okay,
I even like when they go because everyone quit doing it for a while. But this part, I remember I was in the shower and I was like, "What are you doing?" Because one thing I was going to praise this album for was the consistency of like
they fucked it up.
Evil, and then they fucked it up. That's right. You had one job to be evil, and then if they hadn't offended me enough, they're like, "Let's go back to evil."
Yeah, and then I do have a lot.
In this riff here.
It's kind of like wanting to be like a Bring Me the Horizon type of like almost like the Rundown.
Sounds out of tune.
It's just how low they're hitting it. It's a cool lick. I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe they fuck their guitars
up. I feel like I play that when I go into Guitar Center to trap guitars.
I wonder if they fuck their guitars up doing the bends in Oblivion.
Maybe. We didn't even talk about Oblivion, did we?
No, we skipped it. But I love that. Okay, but anyways, the Last Breath thing is strange, and it's almost, you said some of these things could last a little bit more. Like that part in particular, I think they dwell on it too long. It's too much.
It's weirdly placed. Like nothing, like I said, nothing they've done is wrong here. There's no like, what the fuck was that? It's just like, it's when you put it all together that
right.
How did they go back into the happy part? I forget. I've let a happy part. He's still like losing his shit on the mic.
Yeah. they keep doing this.
They're doing this for way too fucking long.
The heavy note, like high up on the neck, doom doom. That people do. They just do a pick slide in.
There it is. It's just back.
It's an interesting. I mean, it is an interesting sounding vocalized.
It does make
guitar.
you go, oh,
yeah.
You know, the other weird part, I forgot about this on track 2. They kind of do this weird like that I didn't really sleep? Yeah, kind of in the middle, like it wasn't quite a melody, but this I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Yeah, I like Everlasting Sleep just because I like the vocal line of I think everlasting. I just think it's kind of cool, but that's just me. I like bad music, I guess.
Trevor, don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Don't be like
that.
Stop it.
I feel like I'm being very tactful.
Bruh.
Diplomatic, maybe that's a better word.
Yeah. I love how you like look at the keyboard and it's like, what's he gonna hit?
I love the keyboard, man.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite things about this show. That's what keeps me coming back.
Yeah. And then Oblivion. I like Oblivion. I think it's kind of the second half of the album was definitely the one I struggled the most with. Cursed on down. Calling It Silence has a kind of a cool vocal thing in it. The solo in it we said is cool. And Oblivion is kind of like it brings me out of the weeds a little bit as far as like how much I'm not enjoying the second half. Because Cursed, like I said, I don't really like Cursed. Calling It Silence, it's okay. The solo is cool. But then Oblivion kind of comes out with this cool, bendy, noodly intro, which is cool. It's in your face. And then I like the rhythm that it goes into the vocals after that. So it's like the yeah.
I like this riff.
It is cool, isn't it?
Yeah. What I don't like
is the drumming.
The drumming's actually fine.
What do you like, bro?
He's actually doing something here. I feel like this is a kind of a unique thing they're doing.
Yeah.
And then they just like they forget it. Like this is okay. They can do this.
This is cool.
He's really angry here. Trevor's like mouthing the words right now.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Like I just feel like they forgot about the genty part. Like what do they do after this? Is it like some blast beats, some mid-paced blast beats after this with like a riff?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it just goes out. Yeah. Yeah.
See, this is where it loses me.
Yeah.
For one, the transition into this.
We're at like 50
drummer.
seconds.
You can do drum fills. Just wanted to let you know that.
Shit.
Damn, that was mean. That was mean. Like they do this.
Yeah.
They do the slow part. Like this riff is twice as long as the intro riff, and the intro riff is cooler.
Yeah.
Like when do we get back to the riff? It's like at the end.
Yeah. It's at the very end of the song. This is a cool solo.
Yeah,
and it's over the intro riff.
Yeah, this is an interesting solo too.
Yeah, I like this solo in Oblivion.
But I just feel like this riff, nothing has it, like nothing goes with it besides the solo over that.
It's just kind of like, I think
here's cool riff. Okay, we're gonna go to cool riff too.
Then,
plug it in.
Yeah.
Where I feel like My Damnation and The Foolish One were well thought out and thematically like consistent. But I like that riff in Oblivion, man. I would like.
Yeah. If it felt more natural.
You think they would have? Yeah, it didn't feel natural. Like maybe they could have transitioned differently. Instead, they were just like, boom, we're off to the races here.
Yeah.
But like I said, like after this, I went on, listened to Evolve, and I said, like, I like the last track, but other than that, I just feel like
I liked Evolve. I wish they would have went more the Evolve direction than the Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah. Don't you feel like Jason is pretty absent on Ashes to Ashes, except for like his programming and like a couple cool guitar moments? It was still very
Ashes
very
to Ashes,
Chelsea Grin.
Like the whole Ashes to Ashes is like him basically going fucking crazy. And then Letters was one that has a really Jason Richardson I think my favorite song on this was Clockwork, and I had the more singing.
Yeah. It does seem like the latter half is more.
Oh, this is so Jason Richardson. Listen to it. Listen to that. Oh, that's so Jason Richardson.
It's so overproduced, which I never once said that about My Damnation. I don't get why people like this album better because his vocals are not different.
No.
Do you think that's like
that right there? Yeah. But this is we won't be pushed or shoved and things like that.
Listen to that chugging.
That's
just
what
so
I struggle
shitty.
with because it doesn't sound.
Someone went in and like cut the wave file because they're like,
Yeah.
we have to make it as tight as possible.
That or he's just that crazy at picking that he can make it sound that clean.
I can't. Did they use amps?
It doesn't. I don't know. I used to like that kind of sound, but now that I'm listening to like, and it's not just like now, it's been for a while.
We're older too.
Listening to that it doesn't sound natural. It doesn't sound raw. Like it just sounds too. It doesn't even sound like guitar. It doesn't sound like guitar. It just sounds like.
Yeah, which like a lot of metalheads like talk so much shit on electronic music, yet they like defend this.
Right. But like I respect that it's not a plugged in thing. Like it's him actually using his hand in a pick and doing it. Like watching him play guitar, like Jason Richardson is a god. Like he's fucking great at guitar. It's like I'm not arguing that. It's just that sometimes.
But what if they recorded this with the equipment of My Damnation? It would have sounded so much better.
Yeah,
because that album sounds fine. Like it's not overproduced. It's not underproduced.
I think they're just going with the times of what everyone else is doing, because everyone else was going for that.
Right. But like
crisp, like you said, James from Discord, that hospital clean, sterile sound.
Yeah. And sterile. When was that a good thing to ever be besides your pee?
Yeah.
Pull up Born of Osiris, the Discovery. I want to see if like, because I've not listened to this album in a while. I want to see if they do this too, where they have like their guitar sounds pretty wonky at times, like some of their songs, but
follow the signs.
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah.
It's kind of cheesy. Maybe we should do this and flame this album.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not as tingy, but it's
not as tingy, but it's
is it track 3? What is that?
Ascension?
Yeah.
Singularities. I actually like Singularity.
Ascension though, it's pretty chug heavy from what I remember.
Yeah. And then there's also Behold. Oh my god, XI5.
One reason they get away with this is because I think they're just so ridiculous. So what do we rate this? Computerized?
I don't know, but
I don't know. Whatever they started doing after My Damnation, I don't like.
Yeah.
Because that album sound this My Damnation. Let me praise it.
Okay.
Natural.
Okay.
Very natural.
Okay.
Alex is he's insane. He's a crazy vocalist. I wish, I saw he left the band due to like mental health issues.
I think he was
sad,
and depression and alcohol use I think was a big part of it as well.
Yeah,
is what I read. But good for him. I hope he's doing well in recovery. I think it's good for people to take a step back and take mental health and recovery seriously. So whether Chelsea Grin probably didn't. I don't know how they're doing now. They still have a fan base. I know they're still doing fine, but
somehow.
I'm happy for anybody, Alex or anybody, who can step away from that kind of throne. And I think he does his own side stuff now too. So it's not just Chelsea Grin. I think he has his own side projects he does too. But a beast musician, vocalist. I think I just wish him the best. Hope he's doing well. Don't know him personally.
We've seen them live.
We have seen him live. We missed I think we were walking in at like the beginning of Born of Osiris. I think we missed.
They played too.
I think they were there.
Oh, that had to have been after Jason left, though.
It was after.
That's when
we saw. I think we saw Born of Osiris when Jason was with them.
I thought we saw Chelsea Grin when Jason was with.
That's
him.
what I meant. We saw Chelsea.
Yeah,
Grin.
I don't think Born of Cyrus.
We saw Chelsea Grin with Jason Richardson because I remember seeing Jason on stage.
I don't remember it very well though. We were like at a bad spot too, sound.
Yeah, we were there to see Slayer.
And then, real Slayer? I thought we were there for Warped Tour.
That was Mayhem that we saw Chelsea Grin. I thought.
Really?
I think it was Mayhem when we saw Chelsea Grin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got my festivals.
We've been to so many different things. I think that was the same day we met Devil Wears Prada.
I thought that was Warped Tour.
Was that Warped Tour? I don't think I've ever been to a Warped Tour. I thought we only went to
Mayhem.
Mayhem.
I took you and Tasia, remember?
We went to Mayhem. No, wait, you're right.
No, we didn't take. No,
you're right.
Like, you want to go see Slayer?
I think I'm the one who has a mix.
Females don't go to Mayhem.
Whatever show we went to, we saw Jason Richardson.
Yeah, remember we saw We the Kings?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And then we saw Less Than the Jake.
Did we?
Were they there? Was another ska
Was there a
band
trombone there?
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I don't know, but anyways,
or was it Sum 41?
I don't remember. I don't think Sum 41. Oh, dude,
I think
my
I've
memory
seen
is
Sum
shot.
40. Maybe my dad was with me that time. I used to make my dad take me.
My memory is shot, man.
Yeah, well, we definitely saw them, and we did meet Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah,
did we meet the Chariot?
We almost did. They were in line to meet them too, but we didn't meet them.
Oh, I met them with my first girlfriend.
But I think they were. Oh my god, dude, you're messing.
They signed
me
my album.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was that show that I got that.
We saw Every Time I Die.
That was the show when we were at the front stage of Every Time I Die, and you're like, yeah, Trevor, we can be at the front row, man. The mosh happens behind the front row. Let me and this tiny girl that I brought with me. We could just stand right here, and when the breakout starts, we'll be safe. And then like the intro fucking note to Every Time I Die, I get flung like 5 feet in the opposite direction, and like basically crashed into this tiny person that Brock brought with us. She's safe. She wasn't injured, thank God. Brock's fine. Brock didn't get fucking tossed. Meanwhile, I'm like picking myself off the ground.
The way you're talking, I feel like you think this is my fault.
that you led us to the front of Every Time I Die. I didn't think that we would get injured. I'm fragile, man.
I didn't think that.
I don't forget.
I didn't think we'd get
clearly.
injured. Do you think I was like, yeah, I want to see you get fucked up?
It's kind of what I was thinking at the time.
No. Because I would have pushed you. And be like, yo, this is part of the culture.
That was also the same night we almost died from the raccoon. Remember that?
Oh.
Driving home.
Wasn't it because of that sharp left turn I had to take?
No, we saw a raccoon and we're like, oh, there's a raccoon. And then like as soon as we look back up at the road, it just ends.
Yeah.
And it was
Didn't we say, wow,
turn.
I almost hit that? Can you imagine that raccoon? It probably thought, wow, my life flashed before my eyes. I'm going to take life seriously. And then immediately after, then I was like, oh, fuck, there's that turn up here.
We almost Dukes of Hazzard of that bitch.
Yeah, because there's that road that goes straight, but it's down a hill. So we would have got some airtime. But I feel like my car, safety system took over because I don't feel like I steered that.
She wasn't like buckled in or anything. She was just like,
this was the early 2010s.
Yeah. And she flung off the back.
We didn't wear seatbelts back then. You didn't have to. Fun fact.
2010s.
Yeah, in the early 2010s.
Sure, he still did.
Grandpa Trevor and Grandpa Brock.
Well, back in my day.
Yeah, we were leaving the Warp Tours.
You young whippersnappers.
Yeah. Fucking Warp Tour, man.
Back in my day, there was a Warp Tour.
Yeah.
There was a band called Devil Wears Prada.
There's no Warp Tour. Yeah, not the movie. Meryl Streep and half away from The Princess Diaries 2.
Yeah.
And 1.
Yeah.
In that order.
Yeah.
Play it.
I don't know what I was going to
say. You had your hands on the
I had my hands
keyboard.
on it, but I didn't. I was trying to look for a moment. I didn't find one.
Okay.
But anyways,
what else did
I don't know, man. I kind of half expected you to tear into this, and that's fine. I appreciate your honesty, Brock. And like I said at the beginning of this, listening to this with a critical ear, and it's difficult, but this is still fun. Like if I'm not thinking about it, it's fun. You know, when I'm not thinking about all the stuff that that could have been better. Or that's kind of cheesy. Maybe that's kind of what I like about it too. You watch old horror movies. And you don't watch them because they're scary. You watch them because they're nostalgic and they're silly and dumb, but you love it, right? You're watching the first Halloween movie. It's like, we're in Illinois, but why are there fucking palm trees everywhere, right?
Who are you trying to convince here? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, all in all, I think I'm 50-50.
Okay.
Which when you had announced this to be the album, I expected to be 0.
Oh. So you knew from the second I said it, you were like, fuck. I have to listen to this shit for a week.
I mean, it wasn't.
So, like, and then that's the other thing, Brock, is that the last thing I picked was the Jeremy Renner thing, and then I picked this. And it's like, well, Trevor can't pick good music. I mean, clearly I picked the Jeremy Renner just for the,
Bro, you picked the microphones, which you liked less than me.
That's true.
I liked it.
That's
I
true.
still like it.
That's true.
You picked Arcade Fire, The Suburbs, which is a good album.
That's true. Okay. Well, anyways, to wrap it up a little bit. Favorite, I agree with you. Favorite songs being Foolish One and My Damnation. I love bits and pieces of every from here and there. We didn't talk a whole lot about All Hail the Fallen King. I know you I agree with you. It kind of feels kind of like strangely crammed in, bookended there. There are parts of it I think are cool. Part of it is just like it's Phil Bozeman and it's his lows. You don't like the layering, but it's Phil's lows with Alex's shrieks, which is cool, you have to say. It's like, that's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool.
It's so Phil, though.
Yeah. It's unmistakably Phil Bozeman. Yeah.
He's just doing that thing he does.
Yeah.
Where, I was never a big Whitechapel fan because I just thought he was pretty...
I knew like 2 Whitechapel songs, I think.
Yeah, which he knows 2 different ways to growl, but like, I mean, compared to Alex, much better vocalist.
Yeah,
can
growl, even like what Machuca
highs.
was doing, Suicide Silence, badass.
I feel like that a lot of deathcore didn't age well, but I feel like Suicide Silence still has some bite to it. The early stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bring Me the Horizon, Count Your Blessings, probably didn't age well.
No.
Yeah. But because I went back and I listened to The Cleansing and I was like, okay, this is pretty badass. It's a shame that it wasn't accepted very, very well at the time it came out.
Right.
Because there's a bunch of like
I think it was recorded more traditionally. I think
it's very raw.
Suicide Silence recorded not the same way as like these guys are doing, even in this wave of it. They were recording kind of like how a traditional like old metal, like not say old, but like they were recording it like
a 90s death metal.
Almost live, like together.
Yeah. And the drummer, man, fucking love it.
Yeah.
The snare. Ding!
Yeah.
Very, very Saint Anger. How could you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Yeah. I don't even need the soundbite. I got you.
Yeah, no shit. So yeah, overall, I think it's super focused. It doesn't sound all over the place.
Right.
And they're definitely guilty of that later. They kept it simple. And that's good. I think I would rather you keep it simple than like just fucking do whatever you did on Ashes to Ashes.
Right.
I said the production's good. Nothing sounds too computerized. But yeah, lyrically, it's one of the more mature albums that's come out of this genre. There was a couple lines where you're like, okay, whatever. But like
the only one, like I said, I really
cursed.
Really was cursed.
Like compared to a lot of bands who like it's flat out stupid, like the lyrics and like super childish. But I mean, at the time, the children were making this shit.
Yeah,
like it was a new, fresh genre. The kids are into it, So I mean, whatever. Like,
what are we gonna write to be mad about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And yeah. So, I mean, yeah. I don't hate it. I don't want you to come away thinking that I dreaded this. I didn't like this. What made me nervous was how honest I should be.
Oh, no. I want your transparency. I want your honesty. Tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear.
Okay. This is not a good album, Trevor. But it's okay.
Okay.
Because it served and still serves a purpose for you. And
well, thank you.
Whatever 2013, 14, whatever Trevor heard in this made him happy.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day,
mostly I listened to it lifting weights.
Oh, well, that's honestly there's a separate thing to listen. Like there's a playlist.
Yeah.
I don't think Ulcer would be good to lift weights
No,
to.
this
You
album's
need something
good.
like
This album's good to lift weights too.
Yeah.
The breakdowns help, waiting for a specific time. So that's like where this is my pump up album.
Yeah, maybe that's why I never got into Hatebreed. Maybe because I
No,
feel like it
that's not-
only serves that purpose, is lifting weights.
That's just no.
Or to be for some reason
Destroy everything.
destroy everything.
Destroy.
And everyone in the band's bald. Like that's problematic. Someone grow some hair for fuck's sake.
Yeah, you look like a bunch of skinheads.
Yeah, no shit. But I think they're nice.
In Minecraft.
Aren't they nice guys though?
No, I'm sure they're great.
Jamie
people.
Jost
I'm
is
not.
a nice
I'm not
guy.
accusing them of being.
Yeah, no one's doing that. But I don't
No.
know. It's like you shouldn't have two guys with mohawks either. Like there's
No.
just some rules. Yeah.
I'm not saying that anybody affiliated with Hatebreed. I'm sure they're wonderful people. You heard it here first, guys.
You heard it here first. Yeah.
But anyways,
But no, this overall, I'm not mad we did this, and
Thank you.
wasn't like, fuck this shit. I gotta listen to this for a whole week.
mhm.
No, that was Jeremy Renner. That was
Yeah.
that week.
That was that week.
Yeah.
That's fair. So, what album did you pick for this week?
Okay, so we need to change it up. I think we I did a lot of browsing today.
Ooh.
So, and I wanted to pick something that I'm not like
Too familiar with?
too familiar with.
Oh wow.
Too,
Okay, so this is gonna be, we haven't this is kind of what we set out to do at the beginning of this podcast, was like, we'll listen to music we both haven't listened, like, and here we are, like, this is my favorite. Like, show and tell is almost what this
my favorite.
yeah, that's almost what this become, a show and tell at this point.
Oh fuck. I'm sorry. No, I think it's good to do both though. Like at least
Yeah.
establish our
Who we are.
who we are.
we
What
like.
type of listeners are we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We're open and minded enough to pull apart and criticize things we like. So that says enough, right?
yeah.
We're open minded.
I was pretty hard on this though.
You were, but it's fine.
I'm sorry.
I didn't look. I was under no delusion that you were gonna be like, "Oh man, this was so fucking awesome." I love that break. No,
fuck.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't have loved it as much as me. Like, I knew that. I just honestly wanted what you said today was honestly what I was kind of expecting. So,
Oh, so I'm predictable now.
what the fuck are we gonna listen to this week?
Okay, so there's a artist named Julia Holter.
Ooh.
She has an album called "Have You in My Wilderness," and I've not
Oh, this
I've-
sounds.
I've not
chuggy.
listened to it.
That sounds kind of chuggy.
Chuggy.
Who is it? Who is it?
Julia Holter.
Julia Holter.
Yeah, I think it got some
Ooh,
pretty
she pretty.
it got some good attention, I think, when it came out from the snobbier side of music listeners. So I'm sure it's not like a super obscure.
And then the album was again.
"Have You in My Wilderness."
Ooh.
It's like the white
Oh,
color. Yeah.
okay. So,
It's I've
all right.
I've done a
It'll be a
like-
longer listen, 46 minutes, 2015. Yeah, this looks interesting.
yeah, the songs sound pretty cool. I didn't listen to anything totally through, but like there's some really cool shit going on in it.
What's the genre here?
It's like, I would say it's like alternative rock, but I mean, some of the songs are a little poppier, but it's
Okay.
not like, I wouldn't call it pop. I'd say it's
Um,
kind of experimental at times.
again, I like her. Kind of like we were talking about the Ulcer. I like the album covers.
Yeah, so it was a choice between that or that
Aviary?
purpley looking one.
This one right here, Loud City Song.
Yeah, but this one seemed like it seemed like what people reviewed it as. They were
Okay.
kind of neck and neck for what was. They said this one's more accessible.
Okay.
So, and I don't know. It didn't sound like there was a whole lot of drums on the other one. So I was like,
Okay, I'm looking
No.
forward to this. I think this will be a nice switch up. I'm
Yeah.
excited. We have a female vocalist, and yeah, this is cool. I like the direction you're taking us, Brock.
Well, thank you, Trevor.
Well, that might change come next weekend. I might
Okay.
really, really fucking just drill into this one.
Your wedding's next weekend.
My wedding party.
Your wedding party.
Yeah, so we got to figure out. I think Friday. We could probably still.
I took the whole day off Friday,
Oh, cool.
and just for the wedding.
Are you being serious? No, you didn't.
Well, no, because the wedding's on Saturday. So
Yeah, I was gonna
no
say you
fucking
didn't
point.
like prepare the day before for my wedding party. I didn't even take the day off before. I'm
Oh.
working Friday.
Oh, you should stop.
I took off the first and second. of November.
I thought about doing that, but
yeah,
I don't know why I took off that Friday.
So we can always figure out when the next time. So listeners, in case you're like dying to know when the next album.
Or we could do it Friday night, if unless you're going over there. I didn't know if you're going over there or not. Or...
No, we're not going over the night before. We'll just doing final prep stuff, but we can probably record before. Okay. We'll figure it out. Let me talk to Jordan and see what we can do.
Okay. Yeah.
You're always welcome over here. You know that.
Well, yeah, I know that, but if you're not here, then I don't want to come.
Oh, Louise can keep you company. And cats.
Yeah, so I do the next podcast with Louise.
No, she eats her ass. Not judging people who eat ass, but this is my dog.
Yeah, no shit. What
the fuck, man? I'm gonna get canceled before we even make it anywhere.
Yeah, you're gonna get canceled by your friend.
All right, guys. So next week we're gonna listen to "Have You in My Wilderness" by Julia Holter.
So that's a chuggy title.
It is kind of chuggy, but we'll see you guys.
It's not a wood sign.
All right.
Bye. Kisses. If I was like, okay, we're gonna listen to "Red" by Taylor Swift. Wildest dreams I have.
This is cool. I was kind of wondering if you were gonna do like Lana Del Rey.
I thought about it, but it's such a low hanging fruit right now. Like, she's talked about enough, I think. Yeah. Bye.